Here's Mickey Mouse from Disney. Now here's Foxy from Warner Brothers. I know what you're thinking, that's clearly a ripoff, but it turns out that might not be completely true. Mickey Mouse is the most iconic cartoon character of all time, no questions asked. Well, either him or Bling Bling Boy.
Bling Bling Boy!
Mickey Mouse has made Disney billions of dollars and pretty much carved an entire identity for the global brand. See, Walt Disney had a character in the late 20s named Oswald the Lucky Rabbit that he made for Universal Pictures. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was very successful. It was Universal's first big hit. The Oswald series was so successful that Walt Disney Studio was able to grow to a staff of 20 employees. But after some years of success, Disney lost the rights to Oswald character because of contract disputes. There's a lot more to that story, but I'm trying to stick to the point here. Fortunately for Disney, they found a replacement for the rabbit. A mouse. No, not that mouse. No, not that mouse. Bro, that's not even a mouse. Walt Disney had a love for the rodents that used to live at the Laugh-O-Gram studio he used to own. So he had a portrait of him drawn, and then Hugh Harman, an employee of his, drew mice in the portrait. Disney and UB Iwerks used the mice in this portrait as inspiration for creating Mickey Mouse, the character that would replace Oswald as Disney's animated character. It took a couple of shorts, but once Steamboat Willie came out in 1928, Mickey Mouse took the world by storm. He became far more popular than Oswald the Lucky Rabbit ever was, and turned Disney into a media giant and a powerhouse in Hollywood. Mickey Mouse films were coming left and right, and he had a cast of characters as his co-stars, including his love interest, Minnie Mouse. Along with the popularity of Mickey Mouse came a wave of clones from competing studios, most of them not very notable, but I find one to be a lot more interesting than the rest: Foxy. In 1931, there was another popular animated series enjoying success, the Looney Tunes, from Warner Brothers. It was so successful that it spawned a sister series, Merry Melodies. Warner Brothers basically wanted a new musical animated show because Looney Tunes was such a hit. For Merry Melodies, Warner Brothers wanted a new cartoon star, so they introduced Foxy. Call me crazy, but this dude looks kinda familiar. Yeah, he looks borderline identical to Mickey Mouse. The only difference being Foxy's ears are pointed to look more like a fox, and he also had a much bushier tail. But aside from that, clearly it resembled Mickey.
He copied my whole flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
He had a girlfriend, later named Roxy, who also looked near identical to Minnie Mouse. They also acted exactly like Mickey and Minnie did at the time. Looney Tunes was made by Warner Brothers in the first place to compete with the popularity of Disney's Mickey Mouse cartoons, so this wasn't a huge surprise. But was it really a ripoff? Some say it technically was not. Okay, so the Foxy character was created by the co-founder of Warner Brothers cartoon, Rudy Eising. Rudy Eising was partners with Hugh Harman. Did you remember that name? Hugh Harman was the guy that drew the pictures of mice that inspired UB and Disney to create the Mickey Mouse character. So Harman felt like since Disney had capitalized off the mice he drew, he thought that it was only fair that he and Eising could make their own character that was very similar. So basically, Hugh Harman was partially responsible for creating Mickey Mouse, and he and Eising created Foxy for the Warner Brothers animation. Foxy and Roxy were Warner Brothers' answer to Mickey and Minnie, and were the stars of Merry Melodies. Foxy starred in the first 3 Merry Melodies animated shorts. But reportedly, Walt Disney personally called Eising and asked them to stop using a character that looked so similar to his Mickey Mouse. So the character was killed off, then replaced by a character named Piggy who, if we're being honest, also looked a lot like Mickey, but at least this one is a pig, so it's a lot less noticeable. So Foxy was a star for a few weeks, then fell off the face of the earth. No movies, comics, nothing, for decades. Only 6 decades later, in 1992, Foxy and Roxy appeared in an episode of Tiny Toons. In the episode, Foxy and Roxy live in an old-school black and white world. Babs and Buster Bunny feel bad for them and bring them back to the limelight. In the episode, Foxy was voiced by the legendary Rob Paulsen, and the characters were redesigned to look a lot less like Mickey and Minnie. I mean, there's still a resemblance, but at least they actually look like foxes this time. This is the last time we've seen Roxy and Foxy. So that's the Warner Brothers character that was basically just a copy and paste of Disney's Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse continues to be the most famous cartoon character of all time, and as for Warner Brothers, they have the second most famous cartoon character of all time, Bugs Bunny, so they don't need a Mickey clone anymore. Making Mickey Mouse is one of the smartest decisions Disney has ever made. Be sure to sound off in the comments and subscribe to ToonFridge for more cartoon content. Thanks for watching, guys.